It's your boy, Editor Matt, back again with another video. Mistakes. We all make them. And I'll be the first to admit that I make mistakes. All the time. It's no secret. The only difference between my mistakes and your mistakes is that sometimes my mistakes are on display for tens of hundreds of thousands of people to see. And as you may know, or maybe you don't know, I've been working as Matti Haapoja's editor for his YouTube channel. And boy, have I made mistakes. So as difficult as this video is going to be to make, here are 5 mistakes I made as Matti's editor. So far, yeah. Oh, and of course, what I learned from these mistakes. Okay, starting at number 1, from least detrimental to number 5, most detrimental, potentially. Starting with number 1, we've all seen it, we've all done it, spelling mistakes. Spelling mistakes are a pain in the butt, but I am sure that almost every YouTuber has had a spelling mistake in their video. I quickly built a habit of copying and pasting every text from the video into the Google search bar to see if there's any spelling mistakes. This probably isn't the best way of doing it, but hey, it works. Why doesn't Premiere have spell check in their software?
Bruh.
It's friggin' 2020. Adobe, get your crap together. Where's the spell check? What is wrong with you? Moving on to number 2. When a video is done, it's uploaded, it's published, the next step is to archive the video. And usually that's not a problem. You just drag, drop onto a RAID or a hard drive, or however you do your backing up. It's just easy as that. Drag, drop, done. So this was pretty early on in my editing position, and Matti went and filmed a video out in Alberta in the mountains and came back with a ton of footage. And at the time, our RAID was pretty full, and we were in the process of switching over to a different RAID. So I ended up backing up that footage on my own computer and pretty much forgot about it. And later on, when I needed to find that footage, I couldn't find it. I didn't properly back it up. Thankfully, I ended up eventually finding it, but there was a moment where I couldn't find it, and there was footage that we wanted, but we couldn't find it. And we ended up having to reference the exported video rather than the raw footage. That was mistake number 2. Not too detrimental, but pretty annoying. All right, moving on to mistake number 3, missing footage or repeating footage in a video. When you do the same motion over and over and over again, your mind kind of takes you into this autopilot mode, and that's exactly what happens to me. In this case, say I'm editing a 15-20 minute dialogue piece, I'm pretty much just going Q, W, X, Q, X, W, Q, X, XQW, XQW, and your mind goes into this autopilot mode where you're not really taking in what is happening in the video or being said. You're just looking at the waveforms, chopping, trimming, chopping, trimming, and sometimes a repeated sentence might slip through. Now usually these are caught by watching it over or even revisions if it slips all the way through, and very rarely it's been posted online with a repeated sentence. And then the opposite here, instead of cutting at the playhead, I ended up trimming previous edit to playhead, and then it cuts out a section, and by chance the video still seems to flow, so when I watched it back I didn't notice that there was a clip missing, and by chance Matti didn't notice. I think there was one video in the beginning where there was actually like a full segment completely gone, and we didn't notice till it was too late. It was already uploaded. Thankfully, Matti is very forgiving and didn't fire me, but I definitely learned from that mistake. Now, one other note on this mistake, as an editor, you're given the footage and you don't know what it is, you just start editing right from the beginning. You essentially take in the content as you are building the story. So if you were to accidentally trim something out, you might not know, unless you could tell that there was clearly a gap. Which brings us to mistake number 4. This is a painful one, simply not watching the video thoroughly through, finding mistakes. This is sort of the root for all mistakes. If this is done properly, no mistakes should get through the door uploaded to the internet. But nobody's perfect, mistakes happened, and boy, did I screw up on this one. So typically what happens, before I export a video, I watch it through, show it to Matti, Matti watches it through, Matti makes changes or tells me to make changes, I make changes, I export video, I watch it through, I upload private, Matti watches video on private. This is the process, it's a pretty good process. But one time, I screwed up real good, and I didn't properly watch the video through. I just didn't catch that there was missing footage in the video, and the comments on this video are absolutely ruthless. They all say, missing footage here, missing footage here. So I don't remember exactly the scenario that happened, but I watched it through, and I guess I told Matti that I watched it through and it was good, and he trusted me and he posted it. Unfortunately, It was too late. There was no going back. It was the Filmic Pro Video, filming on 2 lenses out of your phone.
And with this app, you can record any 2 cameras on the iPhone 11 at the exact same time. So for example, you could film with the ultra wide and the selfie camera at the exact same time, be recording both of those clips. So right now I'm filming on the ultra wide camera and the front facing selfie camera. So you can see me talking, but you can also see everything that I'm seeing, what I'm looking at. And so it's way too cold. I'm going back inside.
Honestly, I think the product is pretty gimmicky. Anyways, and obviously this mistake was my fault, but I want to completely throw Apple under the bus for this one because the front-facing camera has a different codec and Premiere does not like that codec. It'll play back in Premiere, but when you export, gone. Useless. And when you try and convert the front-facing camera, it just black, nothing. Doesn't work.
So here I am vlogging, and you can see me and Matt, who I'm talking to here, and I don't have to do any sort of camera flipping. I can just record both of us. That's pretty convenient, right, Matt?
To this day, I still don't know how to use your front-facing camera. I tried multiple computers, I tried a Mac, I tried PC. The front-facing camera is absolute garbage in editing programs. Okay, here's a test. I'm gonna see if in 2020, iOS 13.5, if the front-facing camera yet still does not work in Premiere. Let's see. Now I should have noticed that there was a missing picture-in-picture in this video, but I didn't. So when you watch the video, it looks like Matty's crazy. It looks like he's talking about something that doesn't exist. It's confusing, but that was only one segment of the video, so we decided to just keep the whole thing up. But it was too late to go back. The damage was already done. The video was posted the same day the app came out, so it needed to stay. This was one of the most painful mistakes, but number 5 is pretty bad. I accidentally published a video to Matty's YouTube account the day before it was supposed to go up. Now this wasn't intentional. Actually, to this day, I still have no clue how this happened. Somehow a private video got put to schedule, and by default, it's scheduled to midnight. I have no idea how this happened, but I do take full responsibility for what happened. Thankfully, a friend of Matty's saw it and sent him a message saying that a video was just published to your account. You should probably take a look. The title was like video_01_4K, because that's how I name my video files, like revision number and then resolution. So that's how I knew. And it was also a really weird time to post a video. Anyways, and the reason why this has been my biggest mistake is because as a YouTuber, especially in the tech world, often they are given products that are not released yet. They're given like a review unit so that they can post a video in time for the launch day. Thankfully, this video was not one of those videos, but if it were, Matty could have been in a lot of crap. There are contracts you sign for videos like that, and when you break those contracts, there's consequences. So now I double, triple, quadruple check, make sure that videos are set to private. Although I still don't know how this one happened, it will not happen again, that's for sure. Honestly, I thought this video was going to be a lot more uncomfortable to make, but it didn't seem that bad. I think if you really own your mistakes, it isn't that bad. Which I think is really the lesson to this video. When you make mistakes, just own up to them, learn from them, and move on. Yes, there is going to be consequences, but at least you can show that you are mature enough to own up to your mistake and move on. And that is something that is very valuable. Anyways, I'm Editor Matt. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching my content. If you like my content, you should subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, I hope my video finds its way to your screen somehow. Thanks for watching.